Hey guys, I'm Austin Vincent, and this is my mom, Cindy Vincent. Welcome to Electric Interactions, where we empower your interactions with yourself and others. Today's video is part 1 in a series we're calling Adulting 101. It hasn't been that many years since I myself left my mom's home, moved out, and achieved independence with my own place. But it was only after a long, hard road that I got there. I'm pretty sure I speak for most teenagers and young adults when I say that we all can't wait to get our own home or apartment and become independent from our parents. I know I wanted that. But personally and honestly, it really seemed like it was a tough and lengthy journey for me to get to that place where I truly felt independent and in control as an adult. We hope that by sharing my experiences and my mom's expertise in this area, we can shorten the process of you achieving independence for yourself, make the whole process easier for you, and help you brainstorm about what stumbling blocks might be in the way of your feeling and acting like an independent adult.
I've worked in a high school and in private practice as a speech and language pathologist for some 20 plus years, helping students transition to their next level, and have been able to assist my students whether the next level is a high school, a four-year college, a community college, trade school, or even a full-time career. I've also helped many young adults who had difficulty for various reasons in being successful either at school or in keeping a job. Basically, what I'm saying is that one of the biggest parts of my job as a teacher, speech and language pathologist, and coach is to help students transition successfully. Failure to launch is such a fear among kids and parents, and such a pervasive phenomenon that there's even a movie made with that title. I think it's every parent's and young person's dream for each of you watching this video to have your own place and to be able to move out of the family home. Because of the importance of this goal, it's important to start planning for transitions like moving out at a young age. But don't despair. If you or your child haven't mastered some of these skills we're about to cover, it's never too late to figure it out. So now let's highlight some of the top reasons that people have trouble being successful.
Number 1, have a healthy sleep schedule. Man, having a healthy sleep schedule is something I've struggled with for years, and that I'm still working on. There are entire books out there that have been written solely to cover the importance of a healthy sleep schedule. So for now, we just want to give you an overview of how important this issue really is from the perspective of becoming an adult. There are many strategies and considerations that need to be learned and examined when you're trying to conquer a healthy sleep schedule. And I've dealt with just about all of them. One important strategy that everyone needs to follow is making a commitment about when you are going to bed and then actually sticking to that commitment each night. There are so many activities that can get in the way of your bedtime resolution. Staying up later to have more fun, hanging out with your friends or girlfriend, working out, playing video games, getting work done that you put off. The list is endless. But a major part of achieving a healthy sleep schedule is realizing that there will always be something more for you to do at night. The key to following a sleep schedule is to consistently tell every distraction and obligation that it can wait until tomorrow, and simply to go to bed. Life will always make you have occasional exceptions to your sleep routine, like a special event or seeing family or friends you haven't seen in a while, or even an emergency. And sometimes it's okay to take a day off from going to bed at the same time each night. What matters most is that you follow your sleep schedule more often than not. For example, at least 5 or 6 days out of the 7-day week instead of 4 or less. And if you get thrown off your schedule for 1 day or more, you can get back to it immediately instead of giving up on it altogether.
So many people in this world, like many of my students, are so exhausted every day from not having a consistent sleep schedule that they don't realize it's possible to feel energetic, healthy, and happy most of the time. They just don't get enough sleep or got low quality sleep the night before, and they either can't function at all or are functioning in a very limited way. In general, if students have established poor sleeping habits while they're in high school, this same problem will follow them to the next level. Not having a sleep schedule is a major problem area for people being successful in college and in keeping a job. It seems pretty logical that you need to be rested to work or go to school, but a bad sleep routine can be a hard habit to change unless you really commit to the process of both changing and discovering what obstacles are keeping you from going to bed at night. We'll be doing a future video on the topic of how to improve your sleep habits. For now, let's just take a few minutes to think about your sleep schedule, if you even have one, and if creating a healthy sleep schedule is an area that you need to focus on.
To further drive the point home, I can tell you that when I was younger, I was fired from more than one job because I kept oversleeping, running late, and was just too tired to go into work, all because my sleep routine was terrible and non-existent. Having a proper sleep schedule is so basic, but so critical to consistent life success. Additionally, I failed classes because I overslept and didn't show up to them, since I had little to no strategy or plan about when I was going to go to bed and wake up each day. I'm fortunate now to have a job that has very flexible hours. There are not many jobs that have this flexibility. However, this has been both a blessing and a curse, sometimes enabling me to get away with inconsistencies in my sleep routine. And regardless of those flexible hours, I still need to have a deliberate and consistent sleep schedule in order to not just do my job, but to feel my best in day-to-day life. Whether I'm working on something at home, doing activities with my family, or even just trying to have fun. Let this thought sink in. You have to be well rested to even enjoy your fun activities. If you feel like trash because you aren't getting enough quality sleep, even the most fun activity isn't going to be fun anymore, and you're probably going to feel lethargic and depressed even on your days off. If you're serious about building a healthy sleep schedule that you can consistently follow, and/or want to know more about the latest research about why great sleep is so critical to a happy life, a really helpful audiobook I recently finished reading on this topic is called Sleep Smarter. I'll put a link in the video description for you to check out.
Number 2, be able to get out of bed on your own. Being able to wake up every day by yourself using your own willpower is a prerequisite to being truly independent. Although I know many high school students who have this skill nailed down, there are a surprising number of high schoolers who still rely on their parents to wake them up in the morning. To really illustrate this point, when I took my daughter to her college orientation, one of the biggest success considerations was that the in-service professional stressed that make sure your college senior can get up on their own.
Mm-hmm. When it comes to this particular skill, this is one that I was able to do myself when I went off to college. I did know how to get up on my own, but unfortunately I just didn't. I and many others have often dealt with the problem that we can turn off our alarm in the morning and immediately go back to sleep without even waking up. One strategy I learned to combat this problem is to put your phone and your alarm clock far away from the bed so you have to get up out of bed to turn it off, which increases the chance you won't stay in bed past your wake-up time. Every night before you go to bed, make an intention for yourself. Tell yourself, once I turn off my alarm in the morning, I will stay awake. Again, tell yourself this intention every night before you go to bed. Better yet, tell yourself this intention and then mentally plan a fun reward for yourself in the morning after you wake up. That will make you excited about getting up and staying up, such as allowing yourself to make and drink a delicious cup of coffee, take an energizing morning walk, or listen to awesome music that you enjoy. An additional strategy to use with the first one is to have more than one alarm clock and to have the clocks set to ring 5 to 10 minutes apart from each other. Place these clocks far away from your bed in different places in your bedroom. I myself have an alarm clock and an alarm on my phone. I like to set my first alarm tone on my phone to be a song I love, so when I hear it in the morning, I feel more able to get out of bed due to the excitement of my morning theme song. I also change the song regularly so that I don't get used to it, and continue to feel alert when I hear the alarm in the morning. Now, of course, the success of both of these strategies is linked to having a good sleep schedule in the first place. If you've had at least 7 hours of quality sleep minimum, it's easier to wake up when your alarm goes off in the morning. Start thinking about your ability to get out of bed in the morning. Do you have this problem nailed down, or is it something you need to work on and put these strategies in place for?
Number 3, be able to get to where you need to be on time. Now, the skill of being on time for important appointments and events can also be tied to the first 2 strategies we've covered already. That is, getting enough quality sleep and getting yourself out of bed in the morning. However, being on time can also be a problem in and of itself. I've worked with many young adults who simply could not get to school or work on time, even if their school or work was scheduled for the middle of the day or the evening. These individuals lost jobs and had great difficulties being successful in school because they were unable to be on time no matter what time of day. Struggling to be on time is a problem related to what is called executive functioning skills. Now, these skills are such skills as initiation, which is the ability to get started on a task; planning, which is how to structure your responsibilities for any given day, week, month, or even year; and also organizing, which is like ordering your environment; time management, which is planning out how to spend your hours each day; and prioritizing tasks, which is ordering which one of your responsibilities are more important than others and which should you work on first. Now, in the weeks and months ahead, we'll be featuring videos covering each one of these executive functioning skills and provide you with very specific strategies to learn and master each skill. But for now, just think about your ability to get to your appointments and events on time. Is this a skill you're good at, or do you need to work on it?
Being on time is one of those skills that I continue to struggle with. At this point in my life, I've mostly got this skill down for my professional career, but even there, I sometimes run a little late, and I definitely still have some trouble being on time in my personal life. The reason I have problems with being on time tends to be inconsistent time management, particularly caused by allowing myself to get distracted by activities that are unrelated to my responsibilities for the day. I can lose focus due to distraction, and I can also hyper-focus, which is when I get lost in an activity and lose track of time. It's easy to lose focus or hyper-focus and therefore run behind and be late if you aren't specific and deliberate each morning about what responsibilities or tasks you need to accomplish for that given day. For me personally, I find that when I don't take a few minutes to review my most important tasks for the day on my task list, estimate how long each task will take to complete, and then schedule my tasks into my calendar, I tend to waste a lot of time getting distracted on unimportant things during the day. I've noticed a strong correlation between not planning my day and feeling stressed, being late, and feeling overwhelmed by my to-do list. Additionally, when I don't plan my day, I often can't even enjoy my free time, so it's a lose-lose situation. Being on time and feeling happy, less stressed, and in control is closely linked to having some sort of plan at the start of each day. We'll cover this concept of planning and having a schedule in more depth in future videos.
The final skill that leads to adulting success is number 4. Show up regularly and consistently. There's a useful quote that I use often to remind my students whenever they or I am worried about how I'm going to do something hard, scary, difficult, and it's this: 90% of success in life is simply showing up. Most of the time, no matter how challenging something is, if you just show up and do it, the hardest part of completing it is already done, which is simply the act of starting by showing up in the first place.
While I still have problems with the other three skills on this list that we talked about, I can proudly say I've almost mastered the skill of showing up. However, earlier in my life when I was a teenager, I was not always consistent with my attendance at school, activities, or in my jobs. I often let the fear of an event or appointment overwhelm me, and I would fail to be successful by default due to avoiding my problems altogether and not showing up. As I grew older, I realized that very often, the scariest part of any event is the unknown before the event. Once you actually show up, most of the fear goes away, and the event was never as bad or unbearable as you imagined it would be. The ability to show up is made more difficult by poor sleep habits and also bad or non-existent organizational skills. That is, because I was tired, I didn't feel like organizing my time or having a to-do list. Because I didn't organize my time or have a to-do list, I didn't get my responsibilities taken care of. Because I didn't get my responsibilities taken care of, I had great anxiety and fear about showing up. Because of great anxiety and fear, I wouldn't show up to school or work. And because I didn't show up to school or work, I felt even worse anxiety and fear, and I wouldn't sleep at night. And the negative, harmful cycle would continue. So in conclusion, your sleep routine, getting out of bed in the morning, and showing up on time are all intimately linked and important to your ability to feel in control and your ability to feel like a responsible adult.
You know, at my school, in order to get credit for the semester, students can't miss more than 6 days per semester, which is the same as no more than 12 days a year. However, I tell students that if you're in college or at a job and you miss that many days in a year, you're in danger of failing or losing your job. Most employers have strict rules on how many days you can miss before you're fired, even if you are sick. So it's a good practice to show up to school and or your job with as few days absent a year as possible. So if, for example, you have to go to the doctor or the dentist, try to make these appointments either before or after work, or with the most minimal disruption to your work and school schedule as possible. I've had students who left school to go to a 1-hour appointment and then never returned for the rest of the day. Recently, one of my students took off to go vote and then never returned back to school. If you were a teacher or boss, how would you feel towards a student or worker who left for a 1-hour appointment and then used it as an excuse to do no work for the entire day? So it's important to show up when you're expected to show up. If you want to be respected and presented with more positive opportunities by your teacher or boss, such as awards or promotions.
So that concludes today's video. We hope you can put today's skills in practice for yourself to feel more in control, happier, and more like a real adult. If you want to work more deeply on today's topics, check out our reflection guide for this video at electricinteractions.com. In addition to today's Adulting 101 series, we'll be doing several follow-up videos around the various topics mentioned in this video, including how to improve your sleep strategies and other executive functioning skills. If you'd like to take a free executive functioning survey to find out more about your personal strengths and especially weaknesses, check out the link in the video description. By discovering your executive functioning weaknesses, you can target them using the videos we have in those particular areas and learn the skills you personally need to take better control of your own life. Finally, if you found today's video helpful, check out our other videos in the Adulting 101 series, and please leave us a like and a comment for other videos you would find helpful.